Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grid Vision. It's the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, live from virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway, Hotlanta as it's known by some. And we, the Grid Vision crew, are here to bring you the best iRacing coverage that the internet has to offer. And we're glad to have you along for the ride. Who's we? Well, let's cover that real quick. It's me, Joe LaCastro, Jolo to sum up in the booth, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Darbyshire, our stalwart producer as ever, bringing you the best content that we can find. And hey, right now, that's the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's going to be a fantastic, we're going to be a wild night here. Already, this car and track combo has proved to be a challenging one in practice, and it looks like it's going to be an interesting night altogether. Sheldon, are you pumped for this one?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always excited when we come to Atlanta, especially the old worn-out Atlanta that we're looking at here. Track with a lot of character, a lot of abrasive asphalt that's going to chew these tires off real quick and put these drivers to the limit. It's all going to be about tire management here tonight. One thing you got to keep your eyes on, too, though, with the next-gen car, this track is a lot trickier than it was in cars that had side force back in the day, so it's also come down to attrition before it's all said and done.
Oh, that's right. Well, let's get some keys to the race here before we break down this massive field of cars that we got going around.
Absolutely, and start things off here tonight. It's going to be low and slow if you're trying to keep those right side tires on for more than 10, 15 laps. We'll see a lot of cars go up against the fence, make some great pace on the restarts, the initial start. It's going to come back on them real quick, though, because they're going to drop an acre after about a handful of laps doing that. Second off, it's going to be all about avoiding the right rear tire at all costs. You don't want to get that car crossed over into that right rear, because as soon as you do, you're going to chew through it, and it's going to snap around, and you're pretty much going to be done as soon as that happens, because there's no saving with this next-gen car. And finally, it's going to be all about track position. The dirty air, I know I talk about it every week, but well, it's paramount. It's going to be one of the biggest struggles a lot of these guys face here tonight. Even if you're on fresher tires, getting mired in that traffic behind a couple cars within a couple laps, if you're not careful, it's going to be an absolute struggle bus.
Oof, a struggle bus. That sounds like an uphill challenge here, and these guys are going to be the ones who do it. That's was it?
Yeah, it's a bus of struggles. It's nothing fun about a struggle bus.
You're right about that. Let's talk about who we think is going to be the best or be driving the struggle bus here. I think it's going to be Maxwell Caldwell, personally, the 94. He did the best in practice, the 34.46. Really good. And how about you, Sheldon?
I got to go with that 7 machine, Justin Lewis. He may not be at the top of the pecking order right now in qualifying, but that's somebody that I think of week in and week out that can put together good runs on the mountain halves as well as keep those tires under them. I don't think anybody can outsave him here tonight.
You got it. The number 7 of Justin Lewis. And down in the truck, it's the 66 of Caleb Ellswick. Thank you very much. Austin Darbyshire picks Caleb Ellswick. 94, 7, 66 for your pick 3 this week. If you're a lotto type, I always like to think that we are an excellent source of random numbers. If that's what you're trying to do here. So we've got the numbers here. You've got it there in the chat. Also, good to see you. We've got some excited people. Be sure to let us know who you think is going to cross the line first and stay with us for this race. It's going to be a hot one here from Atlanta right now. Actually, though, temperature-wise, it's not. Oh, it's actually, pretty hot. It's 78 degrees in the air, 126 degrees on the track. Oh, my God. I guess this track got its name for a reason, right? Is that why they call it Hotlanta?
Oh, absolutely. This place, it always warm down here in Georgia, and you couple that in with just how hot this asphalt can get out here in the sun and how slick and low grip this track is to begin with. These drivers are going to be put to their absolute limits here tonight.
Oh, boy. And here we go with the grid. Let's break it down and see who is going to go around first and fastest. Well, look at that. Pole position goes to Maxwell Caldwell, with second to Andrew Pileshi. Third place is going to be Brian Curry, with fourth, John Bradford. Fifth is Ryan White, with sixth, Justin Lewis, one of our picks here. Seventh is Ronnie Hurst, with 8, Jacob Prince. And ninth, Peyton Holland, with 10th, Logan Wilson.
And we're off the grid. 11th place is going to be Terry Litweiler in the 71 machine with Jonathan Cassabear up top in the 73. 13th off the grid is going to be Trevor Dalton with Jacob Ainsworth as outside in 14th. 15th place, the 33 machine with Thad Teasley with Austin Call in the 18 and 16th. 17th place is going to be Joshua Yarborough with Cale Peterson in 18th. And then running out the top 20 going to be Adam Gladfelter and Brandon Brock.
In 21st position, it's David Vodica with Ryan Fuchs in 22nd. 23rd is Eric Johnson. 24th is Matt Davies. 25th, Charles Wilson. 26th, Landon Kano. 27th, Todd Merkel. 28th, Jacob Zala. 29th, Caleb Ellswick. And 30th, Scott Ford.
Off the grid, 31st going to be Brad Wilson with Michael Madda in 32nd. 33rd going to be Ryan Long with Corolla Steele in the One Machine in 34th. 35th place going to be John Kelly with Mike Boone to the outside in 36th. 37th place off the grid is going to be Jordan Massey with Drew Kuhn in 38th. Then rounding out the top 40 is going to be Charles Whitehead and Bill Hagan. And filling out the field, it's going to be Drew Calvert, Jose Medina, and Mark Castle.
Fantastic. 43-car field tonight. Huge starting grid here.
It is a stacked house, and as slick as this place is, as high as these temps are, I know these guys are great. I know the law of averages. You put this many cars on a track this slick, something's going to happen, and something's going to happen pretty quick. I think tonight might be a good over-under kind of night here for us.
That's right. I just want to make one really quick clarification. Unfortunately, it does look like Drew Calvert, Jose Medina, and Mark Hazen didn't qualify for the event. The field's only going to be 40 cars tonight. So those three are not going to be gridding up tonight, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the stack here. This is the current list championship after one race. Kyle Franklin took it away right there. He won last race. Jacob Ainsworth came in second. Landon Kano came in third. For the 1-2-3 in the first race there at Daytona. That's how things started. Let's see how things go here as things progress throughout this season. We're going to have and get a good look at this UI, folks. Be sure to say sayonara too, because starting next week, starting this Wednesday, there's going to be a brand new sheen of paint all over Grid Vision. We're going to be looking fresher than ever, and we're going to be bringing this to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series on Monday. It's going to look fantastic.
Hopefully our producer has kept the room aerated as he's been spraying paint feverishly, because we definitely don't need any of that.
Yeah, crack a window. Oh man, make sure you crack a window, or else you're going to have a loopy time trying to get that paint in the right spots. But I know our producer, and he's very good at what he does, and we are going to have some fantastic stuff to show you folks. I'm really excited. We get a little preview here and there, and we're going to be bringing that to you live very, very soon. In the meantime, what we're bringing to you live is this race here from Atlanta Motor Speedway out in front right now. In front of everybody, it is Maxwell Caldwell and Andrew Pileshi leading things off, getting the few people getting their tires warm here. Remember, we got 40 cars out on the field tonight. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, this is a NIS tier field here, completely stacked. A lot of cars.
Yes, sir. Tons of cars on this field. It's going to be great. Be sure to get pumped, folks. Get excited. Here we go. Hope everybody had a good weekend, because your Monday night's about to get even better. Here we go. Let's keep that feeling rolling. Pace car is going to go off any second here, and we are going to get things started. Coming down to the line, Maxwell Caldwell, Andrew Pileshi. Green, 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 and we are go, go, go on Grid Vision.
Side by side up here at the front. Oh, sorry, Joe.
No, take it away, buddy. Absolutely.
Side by side up here at the front, Andrew Pileshi trying to take the lead away from Maxwell Caldwell. We saw Max Caldwell holding that outside line, the momentum pulling that 94 machine ever so closer to the front here. He's going to retain the lead for the first lap, leading it through 3 and 4 here. It looks like he's going to seal the deal for lap 2, so we've got a little bit of side-by-side action, a little bit further in the back of the pack.
Yeah, this pack has been spreading out very carefully as we see these guys gingerly getting these cars through the first couple of turns here. First couple of laps have been good. We saw some crazy driving during practice that has definitely cooled off here, but folks are just trying to keep the car in one piece as we've got a lot of laps to go. This is a 125 lap race, so things are going to be, it's a matter of attrition, as I think we mentioned before. Driving aggressively early on, trying to go for places early on, that might not be the play right now.
Absolutely not. A track that chews tires off as fast as you can here. Everybody in this field knows you can't win on lap 1, but you can certainly lose it on lap 1. And I think they realized with how little grip they had, how slick the track was in practice, that there's not really much benefit to, getting out there and dogging the car and trying to make something happen early. You see Pledge close up to the back bumper here into 3 and 4, but Caldwell going to send it in deep. Caldwell going to slip away with the lead here. As we look a little further back, more side-by-side ramping up.
That's right. Watch the 27 right now, Trevor Dalton. He made a move just a moment ago. Now he's looking to pass Ryan White down the inside. He's got a pretty aggressive line, but he's being blocked right now just a little bit by Justin Lewis, the 7 there. Dalton up into the back of Lewis. He's trying to find a way to get around here. Is he going to split it? He's not going to have enough room to go 3 wide, or is he? With the 34 riding a little bit higher, that's Ryan White. Can Dalton find room to get around? No, he's almost into White. And Justin Lewis is going to just use that car to split the difference and keep Dalton just a little bit at bay.
You notice what's been going on here with Lewis, too. Started this thing off, I think it was 5th place. He's fallen back down to 6th. And I wouldn't consider it a cause of alarm, because I guarantee he's saving tires, because he's backing it up here, just being very steady with his inputs. As we look at the battle for the lead now, the 38 machine of Holland has moved himself to 2nd. He's been running way high up on the track, was about scraping the paint off there through 1 and 2 a couple laps ago, trying to make a charge for the lead. And up to the top here, the 23 machine of Curry trying to get past Paleshi, and it's going to work as he comes down to 1 and 2.
Yes, it is. Yes, sir. Maxwell Caldwell still has the lead, but Peyton Holland is very close. He makes a slide now. Holland down on the inside, making the pass on Maxwell Caldwell. Side by side, the Welch's Grape Ghost Energy car. Has he got the momentum? Not quite. They're going to battle it out here through the turn. 1 and 2. Or through 4 across the line, and it's going to stay Maxwell Caldwell's race right now.
And Holland's got to be very careful working that bottom lane. You saw close to get to the door of Caldwell. That situation right there could suck all the air off the right side of the car and just make it plow right up the hill. Had to back out of it there to avoid getting into the door of the 94 machine. Falls back to 2nd, now trying to re-rack it and restack it as it goes to the top here in 3 and 4. As we look at the 7 machine of Justin Lewis starting to move his way back up to the front, already picking off 2 spots that he lost a couple laps ago, back into P5 as he starts to close the gap to the 23 machine of Brian Curry. And for the lead again through 1 and 2, up at the top of the hill, here comes the 38 machine of Holland, and I think it's going to stick this time as he pinches the 94 machine of Caldwell down the hill. Caldwell falls back in line, and now Holland going to lead here at Atlanta.
That's right, through the backstretch, back and down into 3 and 4 now. Peyton Holland is out in front. Maxwell Caldwell is riding a little lower down on the line, but Holland used the outside that time to make the pass as opposed to the inside, which he tried earlier. So the outside just as viable here. At least it worked for Peyton Holland. And looking back, it looks like Justin Lewis might be trying a similar move on the outside there of Trevor Dalton if he can get around. Is the outside being just as viable? We might be seeing more cars make that play.
Dalton's just using that bottom line trying to get past the 7 machine of Lewis, and I don't think Lewis is in attack mode right now. If somebody gets up to his bumper and they're a little bit faster, I think he's just letting him have it right now. Wants to keep those tires cool. Gets right back up to the bumper here. Dalton gets a little bit loose off the air, being pulled off the spoiler. Has to pedal it. Here comes Lewis peeking to the outside again through 1 and 2, but he's bringing Friend with him because I believe that is the machine of Wilson right there behind them.
One thing I find really interesting here is we got a battle side by side, Curry and Caldwell here for 2nd place, and even further back, side by side still. Okay, that's straightened out there. It looks like Curry is a little bit ahead now, Caldwell. What I find interesting here is that instead of getting in a line, like a single file line, everyone is staggered and just trying to avoid the air of the car in front of them.
Absolutely. And also, I think what you're noticing right now, I was talking about how deep the 94 was sending it in. The first couple laps on this set of tires are reaching that lap 12, that lap 15 benchmark where you start to really see people fall off. They abuse their stuff. I think Caldwell might be in danger right now. I think he maybe used a little too much there on those opening laps.
Back high on the outside right now, the 76 Logan Wilson. One of the IT and out cars. Wilson up 6 places from where he started. He makes the dive on the inside on Trevor Dalton. Seeing if he can make the pass. Holds up here a little bit into 2. And Dalton is going to ultimately have the momentum into the backstretch.
Dalton still working that inside line here through 3 and 4. Gets down to the bottom of the 23 machine of Brian Curry. Curry catches a little bit of dirty air, and in front of him, the 38 machine of Peyton Holland catches a little bit of a wiggle off the air being pulled off the rear spoiler. Both those cars kind of hurting right now.
Not pretty.
Look at Dalton
not
just
pretty.
being very patient here on this bottom line, trying to make something happen. The outside line momentum prevails as the 23 machine of Curry pulls away down the backstretch.
That's right. Looking through the field. Oh, here's a quick replay here.
Yeah, the 20 machine of Peterson. Oh, just gets loose there on the bottom.
Ooh.
Tries to save it, grabs the grass. Oh, and the Legends track just about takes him out, ramps the car up into the air, sliding into pit road.
Oh, yeah. That's
Luckily
a bad
for him,
entry, but good save.
Luckily for him, though, the penalties were cleared by the officials, since it wasn't his intent to come into pit road like that.
Yeah. That's a lucky break. Good save and a lucky break stacked up together. As we focus here on Justin Lewis.
Caldwell.
Oh, man.
Big push there on the bottom there. Losing the nose
What
entirely,
a
falls
push.
back in line behind Lewis. Great heads up, though, because he could have taken that 7 machine around there.
Very well could have. As here's Pileshi, former second place spot, Andrew Pileshi.
Now, I gotta say, this is back to Pearson, though. This has not been the start to the season that he was hoping for. You know, the big Bristol win last year, as we got a battle for the lead. The 23 machine down to the bottom. Curry trying to take over the top spot from Peyton Holland and take my breath away in the process.
That's right. Curry trying to take the top spot from the bottom lane. Side by side now. A little bit of side drafting. Potentially it's slowing down. Pulling on that 38 a little bit, but the 38 is going to stay a nose ahead at the line. Going to lead that lap. Still holding on the outside here by just a bit, now by about half a car. Brian Curry
he goes to the
driving
side draft.
so
They make
hard.
contact. A little bit of a hip check there coming out of turn 2. That almost got dicey, and this is pulling that machine of Wilson up into the mix here as he dives down to the bottom through 3 and 4.
Holland doesn't want to give up this spot. Can't slide back right now. Too much stuff going on back there. Oh, wait. Whoa. And Holland falls back hard, giving up 2 spots this time. Curry and Wilson steam on ahead.
Yeah, I think Holland realized that he wasn't going to be able to hold off that 2-car strike, cracked out of the throttle.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
through the field here. Everybody really staggered. A battle happening right now, though. Justin Lewis trying to take over the 3rd spot from the 38 machine of Holland. Justin Lewis doing a little bit of what I was predicting here.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to make the pass on the bottom, though. You have to be careful not to mess yourself up on that inside lane. You got to use so much extra to be able to get by as you see him just slide up in front with a bit of a slider through 3 and 4. Justin Lewis now moving himself up into the 3rd spot as he focuses his eyes in front of him on that 76 machine. Logan Wilson.
Wilson deep down to the inside line here. cars now getting into that single file rhythm a little bit more. There still are a few battles that are churning and brewing a little bit, but even as far back as the back of the pack here, we've got a good single file situation going.
One thing that's about to make stuff interesting up here at the front, you know, we talked about the dirty air, the advantage that the leader has having the clean. And that clean air advantage is about to potentially remove itself from the picture. So right on board with the leader. And what's that in front of him? That's the lap machine, Scott Ford Jr. in the 99. So now the leader is going to have to be contending with these lap cars because there's a steady string of them for just about the next 10 or so seconds on the track.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's sort of an Ouroboros, like the snake has finally caught its own tail. Now we're going to see what happens when Scott Ford meets Brian Curry.
Brian Curry has a lot more pace here, though. Takes a peek down to the inside into 3 and 4. I don't think Scott Ford's going to try and contend with that too much. See him crack out of the throttle, running up against the fence. Exactly where he needs to be as a lap car at this point in the game.
Very close there, Curry and Logan Wilson flying past there on the bumper.
Curry doing a pretty good job holding his own up here at the front. First time I think we've had the opportunity to mention him this season. And also, I do believe first full-time season here for Brian Curry as well. I don't remember seeing him in the mix last year. So definitely a good starting point here, having this much pace at a track as complicated and difficult as Atlanta. That's definitely going to be something. But somebody, if you can seal the deal out here tonight, it's going to be somebody that you need to keep your eyes on throughout the season. Because if you can get it done here, you can get it done anywhere.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And that's a good drive. You got a good point. He's got a good drive right now. He came in 24th last week. Or he's currently 24th in the standings. And so, at least, or excuse me, the results of last week.
Caldwell stuck in the middle of a sandwich there. And almost grabbed the door of the Busch Light machine to his outside.
We got a couple of situations brewing now. That single file situation I talked about, well, it's deteriorating fast as we've got cars that are now side by side. Maxwell Caldwell, good example, making his way past John Bradford.
Machine of Ford up there on the top. Lap traffic.
Oh, we got a car down to the inside as well. A car just flew through the infield. That was the 71.
That's Litweiler.
Take a seat in the way back machine. Go back in time and take a look and see what happened.
Yeah, that's up there in the top 10 too. That's a rough break. See him just get loose coming out of turn 4. Chases it down to the grass to avoid coming across anybody's nose. Oh, didn't quite miss the pit road exit there, but thankfully it didn't turn into a put it in reverse Terry moment as we got one car loose out of turn 2. That is the machine of John Bradford, the 36. Great
back
save.
he must. Yeah.
Oh, Trevor Dalton around.
Uh-oh.
And this right here, this is that point in the run where the guys that really used too much early, it's going to come back on them quick. It also doesn't help that you have all the aero stuff at play here at Atlanta too. You know, somebody gets up to the rear bumper, they can really get you scrolled up pretty quick.
Yes, sir. And then we had, Peyton just falling back so far, and we had quite a few people fall back just a good ways there. John Bradford. The last couple of laps have been very telling, and very not necessarily telling, but just kind of showing of like what this track can really do to a car after about 30 laps of driving hard on it.
Yeah, what we're looking at right now is a 140-degree cheese grater. Look at the track temp right now. I haven't seen it that high in about 6 or 7 years anywhere. That is impressive. These guys are wheeling these next-gen cars around here and keeping them in one piece. You don't save the next-gen car like you do the others. We see a battle for second place heating up. Justin Lewis and Logan Wilson going at it. Logan Wilson working the inside line here. The attacking car down to the bomb through 3 and 4, trying to get the pass. And it looks like he's just barely going to clear, and a big wiggle out of turn 4, though, as he crosses up off the nose. Ooh. And into the grass and around for the 76 of Wilson through pit road.
Oh, wow. Barely avoids the wall. Barely avoids the wall.
Incredible save. He was 4 tires off the ground there. I think Logan Wilson was expecting to run the Joker lap on this version of the Legacy Atlanta surface, but he managed to make it stick.
That was very, very scary. That was... What a save from Logan Wilson.
Look who's worked his way back into the mix here, trying to take over the second spot from Justin Lewis, Andrew Pileshi. I wonder if he's going to use the old intimidate button there and try to bring that 7 machine around the same way we just saw.
Good question. No, he could get a lot closer. He could afford to right now. Speaking of the devil, here we go. Pileshi makes the move. Flies past, and now we have a new second place, Andrew Pileshi. Uh-oh, but here comes Lewis. Side by side through the backstretch. Lewis has it down on the inside through 3 and 4. Only for a little bit, as Pileshi officially has led that lap between the two of them. More side-by-side battles. Here we got Zala. Oh, we got Reckon. We got Reckon. Fuchs. Fuchs and Kasserbeer. Jonathan Kasserbeer, Ryan Fuchs, both around. We're going to have to go back in time, folks, to take a look at that one, for sure. Here we go. Wind it back. Oh, big blink. Ooh, Fuchs with a massive blink. Comes back on the field at an angle and just takes out Kasserbeer. Smashes him. Really unfortunate there. But with a blink like that, you know it's not anybody's fault, particularly there. Just got to do the best you can, and, well, Fuchs is still rolling. Eyes on Prince. Prince down the inside right now with the 16 of Michael Matta, I believe, above him. Now we've got a few more cars across the field. Remember, we've got lapped cars mixed in here now. Scott Ford Jr. being one of them. We've got lap cars mixed in here, so things are going to get a little bit dicier. Right now, side by side, Michael Matta. Let's see what happens when he goes across the line. He's going to lead things. And he slides in just a little bit ahead of Jacob Prince. So as Prince moves back down to the inside, trying to make his move here, folks, we're going to take a short commercial break as the action continues to roll here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Grid Vision will be right back.
But experiencing it is iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series live on Grid Vision. It's me, Joe LaCastro, here with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. And while we were gone, some little shakeup happened. A whole lot of shaking went on here in Atlanta. Let's take a little look-see and see what happened as the activity ended with a car upside down. You'll see what I mean here in a second.
Yeah, and the first thing that happened was Brian Curry came down pit road right as this caution unfolded. Big slide there for the 38 machine, upside down on the front straightaway. 19 gets caught up in it as well. Not too big of a stack up, but when you start flipping cars around here at Atlanta, it gets pretty messy quick because you ride on board with Peyton Holland.
Whoa.
And, that's not the angle that those cars are supposed to be running here.
Nope. That's not ideal. There's no traction to be found when you're running at that angle on this track.
What happens here? 3 wide here. And you see maybe a little bit of aero pull from the 9 machine behind him. I believe that's what it was. And it's incredibly easy for these cars to get spun around here at Atlanta.
Very much
I think that's a 25 of Jacob Zolla gets caught in it too. Yeah, that's some motor gone right there.
Yep, blown motor. That's the end of the race for him.
It has been a lousy start to the season for Jacob Zolla.
Yeah.
He's caught up in a wreck, not of his own doing last week at Daytona, and same traffic here as you see him catch a Bass Pro Shops machine at full speed coming into turn 1.
And there we go with the green flag. We are back here again. Looking for that launch there. It's Jacob Prince now out in front, with Justin Lewis right behind and Andrew Valeschi in third. Michael Matta has worked his way up into fourth. He's up 28 positions. Ooh,
And
we're gonna
here
go
comes
3 wide
Paleshi with a
here.
swing to the bottom. 3 into turn 3. And Paleshi going to take the point here. And you see the 9 machine wash up the hill a little bit. And now down to the bottom, here comes Justin Lewis trying to take over the lead early.
Oh, this is ambitious stuff up here at the front. Very ambitious stuff up here at the front. Andrew Paleshi high on the outside. Technically in the lead right now. Justin Lewis low. Paleshi takes that spot just a little bit behind. Matt Davies in third with Michael Matta right behind him, just by a bumper.
Yeah, it's starting to get racy here.
That's
On
right.
the pack, go the 81 machine of Drew Paleshi. Also a rough break, though. You know, mentioned the previous race leader. Came down pit road when the caution came out, Brian Curry. He is now mired deep in traffic right now, sitting in 26th place. We got a car around out of turn 2 and a stack up down the back straightaway. 3 cars around the 9 as well.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's
And they're
Jacob
still
Prince. Jacob Prince was our race leader for a little while here. But we saw the moment that crown fell. Ooh. Right now, watching the 44.
Just about a handful of cars that got pulled around there all simultaneously. Now, after the wreck, too, is a rough spot to be in. Perry Litweiler getting caught in another unfortunate turn of events here.
Yeah, getting caught up yet again. Here's the onboard camera from Fuchs. Ooh.
Almost has it cleared, then just gets tagged back into it. You see here, the car never comes back to him. Probably some suspension damage. And just tries to let it do what it wants. And unfortunately, there's a car down there on the bottom.
Yeah, he really tried to just let the car settle, but the car never settled. You could see it in his driving. I can sense the frustration I would have behind the wheel in that situation. It was a situation where that car never settled back down after that initial instability.
This problem with these next-gen cars, they have all the grip in the world, but the second they lose just that slight bit, it's all gone. You cannot get it back no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, you got to bring that car to a stop, basically, if you want to get your grip back. Bring it to a near halt or super slow down, straighten it out. And just hope that it goes well. Right now, we've got the next yellow. This is our second yellow of tonight's race. Going to use this opportunity really quick to talk about one of our sponsors of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, and that's the J&M Group. How about that? J&M Group Industrial Services, they're Michigan's premier CNC machine tool service provider. They offer routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, geometry, calibration, machine relocation, and more. With over 80 years of hands-on experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the biz. www.jmgrp.net. That's www.jmgrp.net. J&M Group Industrial Services. And it looks like the lights are off in the pace cars. We might be getting this thing going.
Very quickly here, how treacherous this speedway can be.
That's right, good sir. Here we go. The pace car will be off any second, and then it's going to be a brand new race yet again.
Lights out on the iRacing pace cars. It makes its way through 3 and 4 here for the final time. Field in the hands of Justin Lewis and Andrew Pileshi. Pileshi with the control on the outside into the restart zone here. And foot to the floor, and the green flag is back out. Big, a lot of wheel spin further in the back of the pack. A couple cars go up into the fence. That's the 24 machine of Long. And that is heavy suspension damage. That car will not turn.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's going to get that thing off the track, or we're going to have another yellow very soon.
Problem for him now is just getting the car down the hill once he gets to 3 and 4 to pull it back in. Hopefully no black flags were thrown for that. See Justin Lewis trying to creep back up towards the front here as we get a look at the replay. And honestly, you saw the wheel spin all the way through the pack. Even up in second place on the bottom line there, Justin Lewis had a bit of a snap himself, but he was able to correct it. Riding along up here, just the elevation change from the banking to the flat. Grabs a gear, and it just never comes back to him.
Back to live. We are green. Andrew Pileshi is leading things right now with Justin Lewis right there. Matt Davies.
And around the top. Around the top, here comes Justin Lewis with the advantage on the back straightaway. He's going to take it away from his teammate in that 81 machine. 13-20 putting together a really good showing here tonight from Atlanta. In second place, though, Matt Davies, somebody we haven't really talked about a whole lot tonight. Bushlight Camry trying to put together a good run here from Atlanta. Around the outside, here comes Michael Matta trying to take over third spot.
That's what I was just going to say. Michael Matta there on the outside, 2 wide, and right behind him we have a 2 wide situation as well. But it's not quite as official. It's Austin Call versus one of our lap cars there of Scott Ford Jr. I think was that Scott Ford Jr.?
No, that is Corolla Steele down there on the bottom of the L1 machine.
Corolla Steele. Oh, they just have a similar paints. Excuse me, they're on the same team.
Yep. And Austin Call looking for redemption this week. Led just about as many laps as you can lead at Daytona last week, and comes home empty-handed, trying to get the job done here today at Atlanta, and it's looking pretty good here at this point, working that outside line, going to pick up another spot away from his teammate in the 18 machine, Pileshi. And I think Pileshi's on a really aggressive tire-saving run here, because he's given up a lot of spot, a lot of time here early. I think he maybe sent it a little too hard in that first stint and really wants to just rein it in here for the second run.
You know, it's not a bad plan. Rein it in a little bit, keep it in the middle of the zone. Basically, there's the zone where you're going, crazy to the wall. The zone where you're really super saving and you're clutching in every corner, and then there's the middle. I think that's where he wants to ride right now.
Look who has made his way from 43rd, or from 40th, back up to 8th. Brian Curry got caught out on that caution coming out when he came down pit road for service. Fell all the way to the tail end of the field, 34th position exactly. And now he has brought himself up in what feels like just a handful of laps back into this top 10, sitting in 8th spot. Brian Curry definitely has an extra grind tonight.
Here he is. Brian Curry wants to get back up there if he can. But first, he's got to catch Steele. Let's see if he can. Up in the front, 2 wide.
Hasn't had any trouble catching anybody else here tonight. Oh, yeah, it's having a pretty good evening here, sitting in 13th place as we sit right now. That 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst, driver that seems like he has the entire fan club for the J&M Group Cup Series.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Pretty good clean run for all the viewers at home.
I do love to see it. We love to see the enthusiasm, folks.
See Michael Madden now sitting in second place there in the 16 machine with Davies all over the back bumpers who work in 1 and 2. And here comes Trevor Dalton into the picture as he tries to make it 3 wide through 1 and 2.
Looking back through the pack now. Things are still happening. Moves are getting made. Here comes the 32 of Matt Davies making the dive, the pass on Michael Matta. He wants the second place spot. He's going to take it, but Matta is going to cycle. Oh, potentially. No, Matta is going to stay exactly where he is. He's going to give that Busch Light car the spot. And now the 1, 2, 3 reads Lewis, Davies, and Matta.
I'll tell you what got us really loving this. Cat up there in the 7 machine, Justin Lewis. He's got these guys racing corner after corner, just dogging each other every lap. This is giving Lewis an opportunity because here comes Matta taking a peek again to the bottom to 3 and 4. Gets a little bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 4. Has to pedal it. Falls back in line here behind the 32 machine, but can't quite shut the door because here comes Trevor Dalton in the 27.
Moving around. Oh, we still got some side-by-side action here. Matta right now with Trevor Dalton.
And that outside line through 3 and 4, trying to make an end road to get past that 16 machine. Looks like he's going to have the advantage here. Matta struggling with the tires there on the bottom, falls back. And luckily finds himself a hole between the 27 machine and the 18 of Austin Call.
Moving right along here. We've still got so much action happening here at the top of the field, folks. It has been a wild race so far. We've had a few yellows, but we've had some great green flag racing too, and some pretty timely passes being made left and right. Right now, we're scanning through the field, looking a little bit around for what's going on. We've got Jonathan Casimir and John Bradford side by side right now. Liquid Death versus Diet Pepsi. Which is it going to be? Chat, help us decide. I'm voting for Liquid Death.
Yeah, I hate to break it up. Have to go with Liquid Death as well.
Yeah, it's water, but it's like good.
Liquid Death is more than just water.
That's
yes,
true.
they started with canned water, but Liquid Death also has canned teas, canned sodas, and everything with low sugar and, carb ratings as well. So pretty healthy. And also, Pepsi never did commemorative Ozzy Osbourne cans. So you know which one I'm going with.
Commemorative Ozzy cans?
Yeah, Ozzy drank a lot of Liquid Death, as we have a caution right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, not Ronnie Hurst.
Oh, no. Ooh, Jacob Prince just got hit, I think, really hard. Got a number of names all crossing the list here. David Vodika, Charles Wilson, Scott Ford, Jacob Prince.
Prince is trying desperately to get that car back on the track. Oh, him and Ford come together under yellow. See what happens here. Oh, and they'd already wrecked.
Oh, man. Ugly.
Already been wrecked for about a half a lap at that point.
Yeah, just about. Let's see it from another angle here. One more time.
Well, looks like it starts with Ronnie Hurst. Gets loose coming out of turn 4, tracks it through the grass, and just never regains control of that 22 machine.
Yeah.
And he tries to get back into the throttle, and it snaps right back around on him.
Yeah. Man alive.
Keeps up against the wall. The 57 machine of Charles Wilson gets into the back of him. That gets Vodika, and then everybody else just scatters. Jacob Prince gets tagged by the 99 machine of Scott Ford.
Here's it from Ronnie's point of view. Bouncing through the infield.
I mean, I hate to say it, but what ended up happening here was just a case of not checking up time for a handful of these guys.
Yeah.
I guess a part of it too is due to the fact that Atlanta doesn't necessarily, this track, for whatever reason, since it's, you know, a very early version of iRacing this track was built for, it doesn't register spins the way it should. There's a lot of blank areas where cars can just completely go around here, and the caution never comes out until you get a big old stack of them, then it throws it.
We have now our third caution of the night.
Yeah, places like here, Auto Club, Legacy, Kentucky, Legacy, Michigan, the old Texas. There's a lot of wrecks that happen that get undetected by the iRacing service. But I still think it's a little bit better than the alternative, you know, like Michigan, where you could have somebody just go 5 miles under coming out of pit road, and it feels like you get a caution.
Yeah, really small little things.
Yeah, the amount of times I've had a caution come out while I was running well at Michigan, just get ruined after that. But because somebody parked all the way down to the inside wall, which is like about a half a mile away from where the racing surface is it's too high. Oh, we got one car around here under the yellow, the 3 machine.
Whoa. What's going on?
Oh, and Charles Whitehead gets caught in it.
What is this?
Well, an extension for the caution, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's Bill Hagan. Oh, it's a wheel failure. That wheel turned hard to the left.
Yeah, that's a check right. It's a check right there.
I think his wheel just came unplugged or rebooted or something there, because you just watch it just yank all the way to the left.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Really unfortunate.
Is it a full moon tonight?
It must be. It must be. Gremlins all over the service right now. We're going down through the backstretch right now. The lights are back off in the pace car, folks. We're on lap 68 right now of 125. Little over halfway there. Nice to have you along for the ride. Thank you very much for joining us. I know a lot of you were rooting for Ronnie Hurst here. I know that he's had a rough one, but stick around. There's a lot more race left to go as the lights are off in the pace car, and it's going to be Justin Lewis and Matt Davies kicking things off here on the front line.
Three and 4 pace car makes the dive down pit road, field in the hands of Justin Lewis, and and around goes the 32 machine of Davies. Heavy wheel spin on the top, no caution, but 2 cars around.
What was that? That was crazy. It looked like he just pushed him right off the road.
You know, we got all these big changes coming here. We're going to have the telestrator, but I can't circle it tonight. You look over there on the top of the screen, about in the center, that 138-degree track temp.
Yeah.
That right there lies your problem.
Oh, man. You're
it's
right.
A hot, slick track. These guys have heat cycles on these tires now. And all they're going to do when they come through that front stretch with all those bumps is come right around on them.
Ooh, Pilecki just down across the line and back up. Very, very close there. This field is skating on ice right now. You're exactly right, my man. It's a hot griddle, and these tires are melting.
Yeah, at this point in the juncture, I think about half this field is praying that we get a good cloud cover, work itself over the track and knock it down about 10, 15 degrees. So you get a look at the restart here. And you see that outside line, 32 tries to get to the gas. He hears the 7 get to it, and around he goes. taking the 16 machine along with him.
Just slams into Michael Matta, sending him down to the inside. As we're back to live now, Justin Lewis still out ahead by so many car lengths now, thanks to that situation. And we've got cars all over the place.
That's just the struggle you run into here. It's not an easy track by any sense of the imagination.
No, sir. This track has been very taxing. Ooh, Corolla Steele with a bit of a wiggle there, almost losing control. But he's going to hold on to it. Logan Wilson dives down to the inside just to get away from the situation, but also to gain a position, as it looks like here. The 76 is going to slide in ahead of the 01. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. The 01 has got a great burst of speed down here out of the back stretch. Into 3, though. The geometry of the track is going to benefit Wilson, who's barely holding on right now. The bumpy nature of this track and the hot nature of this track giving Wilson a little bit of pause there through 3 and 4.
Well, Steele taking over the second spot here. We haven't had a chance to talk about that 01 machine. Did not qualify for Daytona last week. Just missed it on time. Wasn't able to race. So tonight, his first night here in the series, this season anyway, was a strong contender all the way to the closing race at Michigan last year. Looking for a little bit of redemption here and hopefully bring home the hardware at the end of the season. But if he's going to do it, he's got to dig himself out of a hole, because no points scored last week is not going to pay out very well for him. As we see now, the 76 machine taking a dive to the bottom. Wilson trying to put himself back into the mix here after going quiet here through the midsection of the race.
Let's see what he can do here. Logan Wilson trying, but he's still got to get past Corolla Steele. Steele is just about, how many seconds behind here? Only about 2 seconds behind Justin Lewis, who's still out ahead. Actually, but it looks really substantial, but it's only about a 2-second gap there. Logan Wilson, though, down the inside now, making the pass on Steele by a nose. Can he do it? Can he seal the deal?
Well, that 2-second gap's going to keep growing here for Lewis. The good news for Lewis is he's got the opportunity now. He can really save a lot on these tires because he has such a big advantage over these guys in second place. As you see, Steele still working on the top of the hill here. Wilson charging on the bottom, trying to make it stick, but it's not going to work. Steele going to take over the second spot here at the stripe.
Corolla Steele leading the 2-wide situation behind him with Wilson and Casabert. Wilson takes the lead there, and Wilson now still challenging Steele. Ooh, he falls back, though, almost directly into the nose of the Diet Pepsi car. Logan Wilson now side by side with Jonathan Casabert. Very close there. Almost a connection. No connection was made, thankfully, it looks like. And now Steele just has to worry about that hungry hippo back there. That car of Logan Wilson.
A big charge from that top line for Wilson. Going to get a whole bunch of momentum down into 1 and 2. Chases it down the hill. Going to be able to clear. Only temporarily, though, because here comes the 01 machine of Steele back on the outside line. It's right here. This is a frustrating point in the run if you're that driver in third place, if you're Wilson. Because you know that you're better than that car in front of you. You just can't get the momentum that you need on the bottom. With changes that we've had made here in recent weeks, it feels like the outside line is the premium when it comes to defense. You just can't get by that car on the top. So he's going to have to find a way to get himself positioned up there. As you see him run the top through 1 and 2. Steele going to come up and block the run. Now a charge back down to the bottom. Here comes Wilson again, taking another stab at a 3. And he's going to have to slide him here. No way around it. And here he comes with the slide job, and it's going to work. Pulls up. Steele checks out of it a little bit now. Steele back down to the bottom, but I think this is going to be Wilson's here as we come into 1 and 2.
Come on. Let's see what happens here. Yep, Wilson. Straight line of cars here. A little bit of activity, though, back here right now.
Jeff Gordon versus Terry Labonte.
Well, it's Brandon Brock in the 5 car, and that's Thad Teasley in the 33 with the DuPont paint scheme.
Pretty clean paint schemes here.
It is very clean,
to say the least.
Brock maybe taking some lessons from the guys ahead of him, just slow and steady. He's been making progress throughout the race, and he's looking like he's in a position to really increase his standings. Like maybe not. We'll see. It's a long race still. You know, we got a ways to go. But Brandon Brock is up 9, and so there's still a possibility. For him to
one
go,
car hard into the
the
fence.
top. Oh no, who's that?
John Kelly in the 4 machine tagged the wall heavy through 1 and 2.
I've been waiting to see that. I'm waiting to see that start to happen with more and more cars. Like I'm expecting people to slide up into the wall and hit it soon, like more often than not.
Look at John Kelly. Looks like the wheels are still straight though, so no immediate issue for him. Just a little bruised pride and ego. Surprised that hit didn't give him any damage to us. We got another car dragging the fence there. The 27 machine of Trevor Dalton scrapes it a little bit through 1 and 2. We got 2 cars around the 5 machine. Oh, and heavy contact with the inside wall there for, I believe, the 66 of Ellswick.
Yeah, and that's the 5 machine.
Sorry,
we were just talking
was that
about
the
him
5?
earlier. That's Brandon Brock.
What happens here at 5, working on the bottom. Big wiggle. The 36. Just 3 cars stuffed in the wall.
Yeah, don't know what the 36 was thinking there.
He didn't have an opportunity to think. That car got loose on him. That's a 15 machine,
fair.
I think, that was folded up there on the bottom. Got my IT-ing out cars confused. That's heavy damage for him.
Yeesh.
That'll probably be a night over for Mike Boone.
Yeah, it probably is going to be. The night's not over for us, my friend. We've got some more action here on Grid Vision from Atlanta after we take this little break here for our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, we're back with more of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series here on Grid Vision. Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire, and we're about to get going again.
Absolutely. As we come into the restart zone here, Crawlis, Steele, and Peleschi lead us back to green. And much tidier restart here from the field this time. No wheel spin throughout the pack, but up at the top of the pecking order here. Crawlis Steele going to lead us into 1 and 2, trying to shut the door on Peleschi, but here goes Peleschi charging up against the wall, and it's going to be tight down the back straightaway.
Also in the back there, the 18 of Austin Call shooting forward. We're 3 wide here, up a little further up. That's Ryan
Intensity.
White on the outside in the 34. 73 of Casabear.
The intensity starting to ramp up here. These drivers know that we're starting to run out of time. Just under 40 laps to go. One car tagging the wall heavy through 1 and 2 there, and still stuffed up into the fence. Running aboard with Maxwell Caldwell as he navigates his way through the chaos, trying to get back up to the front of the pack. Remember, led a couple laps to start this thing off, started it from the pole, trying to get back into that position as he's going toe-to-toe with his teammate Austin Call through 3 and 4.
Right now, there is a lot of side-by-side racing going on. Up here at the front, we've got another 3 wide situation. Oh, almost brewing here. Casabear is going to move ahead there. Looks like Caleb Ellswick, one of our picks for the night, is sitting in 6th place right now, trying his best to hold off Austin Call, but Austin Call has had an incredible drive since we started off with this green flag here. What a drive from Austin Call.
Absolutely. And look at Casabear down here making a pass on Brian Curry, one of the favorites to win here tonight. Led a bunch of laps starting it out. A little bit of a miscue with the caution flag on pit road earlier. Drops him to the back of the field, drives back through up into the top 10, but kind of struggling here as he's gotten back into the top 5. I got to give a shout out to Casabear, though. You know, last year was a season of a lot of ups and downs as we see Crawlis Steele diving down pit road here for an unscheduled pit stop here. And I think that's going to be a speeding.
Yeah.
But
when you got to do it, you got to do it.
I got to go back to that driver of the 73 machine, though. You know, last season was up and down, rocky to say the least. A couple good finishes, but a lot of weeks where he got caught up in carnage or made, you know, it's a small mistake to take himself out of it. And it seems like it's a new Jonathan Casabear behind the wheel this season, because ran great at Daytona last week, but that's Daytona. But here we are at Atlanta, a track where it really comes down to driver skill, and I really think he's figured something out with these cars.
Good observation, man. Damn good observation. This kind of stuff that I like to learn a little bit about and get your insight in for sure. And now we've got it's a little more race to cover here. Like you said, we're getting down to the wire. 92 out of 125. Woo! Big down to the inside. Big fly there for Austin Call. He's back, though. What a drive out of him. He's had an incredible drive. I don't know, I already mentioned him, but he's moved up quite a few places already. Up 10 places from when he started. He's the highest hard charger in the pack right now.
40 machine around in the back.
Yeah.
That's Charles Whitehead. Gets loose, gets the air taken off the spoiler, coming out of turn 2. Chases it down the hill, slaps the inside wall, pretty heavy there. That car's hurt. He's trying desperately to limp it back to pit road. You see him there on the access. Don't think heaven is 7-Eleven.
Yes, sir. Things are still green here. We're going. The 7-Eleven car, which we mentioned last week, it's criminal that it's the number 8 and not the number 7 or the 11.
He's got a hard charger all over the back bumper. The 66 machine of Caleb Ellswick ran in the top 5 earlier tonight. Kind of stuffed back here into the back half of the top 10. Tries to get to the back bumper, loses the nose a little bit. Now he's under fire. The 71 machine of Terry Litweiler, who feels like everything horrible that could possibly happen to somebody has happened to that 71 machine of Litweiler. But he's hanging with it and hanging tough as you see him take over the spot, moving himself up into the top 10 here. And the 33, losing it down the back straightaway. Heavy contact with the outside wall.
Yeah, that was just what a whip action for Thad Teasley. He whipped down to the inside and then slammed up into the outside wall.
And he's got suspension damage really bad on that 33 machine. You see him wiggling here down the straightaway. I'm looking as on board, the wheel jutted heavy to the right. He hit that spot where there's no safer barrier here on the back straightaway. That is a pure concrete wall. Watch right here, it comes out of the corner, gets loose, tries to pedal it. You see where the wheel's holding straight there? Slams the fence. Now look where the new center of the wheel is. See that thing cocked to the right like that?
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to fix that until he gets a caution. And that's going to take a while. That's probably about 2.5, 3 minutes of damage right there on its own.
Here we go, up in front.
Look at this. Jonathan Casimir moving himself up into the mix here. Trying to show these guys there's a new sheriff in town as he gets up to the back bumper of Andrew Pileshi, but he's got a mirror full of Justin Lewis and Max Caldwell. Hey, this is going to be a difficult one here for Casimir, but he's got the pace. See him right now off center through 1 and 2, trying to get clean air to the nose of that Diet Pepsi Mustang. It's a great run out of the corner there. But still holding even with the race leader.
Holding even is right. He's right there behind him. Can he capitalize, though? Can he use these last official laps to get around him?
Caldwell and Lewis just about came together out of turn 4 there. They're going to maybe fit a credit card between the 7 and the 94. Oh, and around goes Pileshi. Gets loose out of turn 2. That's going to hand it over. Oh, still sideways on the back straightaway, and that's going to be a caution.
Oh, man, he came back up on the, If he had stayed down on the inside, I bet we would have avoided that, but he came back up onto the track just enough, and the next caution came out. Lap 99 of 125. Here we go.
You saw where the loose started right there. As soon as that 73 machine crossed over into the wake of the 81 of Pileshi, just that small margin of time where the air was being pulled off the spoiler was enough to send him around. It is such a critical part of the corner, that corner exit. You need all the downforce you can get to keep that car pointing in the right direction. And once you just pull, maybe 5% off the rear of that car, it's going to come around.
Everybody's stacking back up. Yellow's back out. You know what we do here. Lap 100 out of 125. We are officially in the triple digits. Triple digits. Looking good. And while we're here, I'm going to take this last opportunity to talk about Pinnacle Wraps. Pinnacle Wraps is the official custom car wrap provider for the DV8 Racing League. With hundreds of eye-popping wraps already under their belt, Pinnacle continues to deliver some of the best custom liveries you're going to find on iRacing. Don't settle for the same old downloads from around the web. Drive Pinnacle. Because when you drive Pinnacle, you drive distinction. That's facebook.com/ePinnacleWraps. That's facebook.com/ePinnacleWraps.
There we got note 2. We got a huge week of racing action here on Grid Vision coming up. Tomorrow, off night for us. But Wednesday, we come in with the full-length Daytona 500 NIS Open coverage. Let me follow that up with a Thursday night showing of the OB Builders Cup Series, which is going to be an incredible race as well. 325 miles of Daytona. The season has started, Joe.
It has. The season is here.
It's going to be a lot of fun this year.
Oh, boy. I'm looking forward to it, my man. Always am. I had a great time last year. I'm going to have a great time this year. I'm feeling it. It's in the air. And with all the new updates to Grid Vision, it's going to be even more fun.
Yeah. If you want to see the, I'm going to be arrogant and say it here. Never really arrogant, so this will be fun. But you want to see what I personally think is going to be the future of sim racing broadcasting, be sure to tune in tomorrow night to, Wednesday night to get a peek of what's coming to the table this year. Our wonderful, fearless, dear producer, Austin Derbyshire, has been working countless hours in the off season to give us more than just graphics, but an entire new framework that we can play around with and do stuff that we didn't even think was possible this year. So be sure to step in and take a look, because it'll be taking over here for the channel in the immediate future.
Roger that. And here comes the pace cars. Lights, I believe, are off at this point. We are going to be going once we get back to the line.
Now, it's going to be a 23-lap dash to determine who's going to win it all here from Hot Atlanta for the J&M group. This is where it's going to start getting antsy. It's going to get dicey. I'm expecting a whole bunch of chaos here.
I love me some chaos, man. Especially on a track like this, especially in a good simulator like iRacing. Let's see what we can do. We've got everybody here. We're all lined up. The flag is waving. We are green yet again. Let's do it.
Really good launch from Casimir, but here comes Call. Got a great restart there in the 18 machine, all over the back of the 73. Casimir pulls the air off the spoiler, up into the door of Justin Lewis. Lewis hard into the wall, sideways.
Oh, no! Oh!
And they're still wrecking. That, my friends, is a parking lot.
That is a parking lot. Yes, sir. That was probably one of the biggest ones of the night.
And Justin Lewis is absolutely destroyed. And see what happens here. It's going to be further up the front here. Let's start all the way up the front with Justin Lewis and Casimir.
Here it is. Oh, there's the
74
smoke.
trying to navigate it. Tries to turn to the left there, a little bit of contact, then has to make a sharp turn to the right to avoid a parked car, and can't make turns like that in the next gen car.
No, just flip.
You see Austin Call all over the back bumper of the machine of Casimir. Pulls the air off the spoiler. It shoots Casimir down. Casimir gets into Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis spins up the track here into the fence. Tries to keep it locked down. And heavy contact for a lot of cars. Look at that. There's no contact here. It just gets close, which is what happens on the restarts. And such a high load corner.
Back to live. Here we are, seeing who's going around, who's going down pit road, taking this opportunity. Coming off pit road right now, that's Brian Curry. And as Brian Curry comes back out and everybody gets stacked back up, folks, we've got about 21 laps here to go here at Atlanta. We will be right back with more here on Grid Vision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, lap 106 of 125 here. Grid Vision ready to call some more of this race. Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, Austin Darbyshire, and everybody down on the track who just got the green flag and now are ready to go yet again here. Oh, maybe not. We heard a my bad, and then there's a yellow out. Sounds like Yarborough might have had some issues there. Might have to take a look at that in the way back machine.
Yeah, it's just going to be classic wheel spin here from the 77 machine of Yarborough. Gets throttle, and the throttle goes a little bit quicker than the rear tires.
Well, he said it immediately. He said, my bad, and then unfortunately he pulled some of the field down with him. Back to live here. We've got Maxwell Caldwell, second place right now. Austin Call in first. As we're getting things stacked up once again. Thank you for following along, folks. If you're watching since the beginning, you are now seeing how, we're in I think caution 5 or 6 right now. Things have been a little bit dicey as the track stays very, very hot here at Atlanta right now. It's 138 degrees on the track right now, only 78 in the air, so a very big difference, and that track is chewing up tires, making it very, very hard. Well, I guess I should say, making it easy for these guys to lose grip, especially when they need it most.
It's just been a difficult night for a lot of these guys. I said at the beginning it was probably going to be a night of attrition. Hot track, difficult track at that. Not a lot of grip to go around. The next-gen car not being forgiving of any mistaken inputs, and couple that in with all the aero issues that this car has as well, and it just kind of sets you up for a situation like this where we kind of end up struggling before it's all over and done with. And now we're well into crunch time, and the pedal in the middle is not going to be used by most of these guys.
No, it's not. They're going to be finding ways to race this without using that as much as possible, especially during this time now. We're on lap 109 out of 125. We are down to less than 20 laps to go in tonight's race. So things are looking like the competition is only going to get hotter and hotter and hotter as the night goes on. Now the lights are off in the pace car again. Austin Call, Maxwell Caldwell out there in front. Call up 15 places from where he started. Caldwell down 1. He was our pole position sitter. But let's not forget Landon Kano up 23 places. We haven't mentioned Landon Kano much yet tonight. Now's a good time to start.
Kano put together a good run here. Ran good at Daytona last week as well. All those ITN out cars are really fast last week, but things didn't necessarily work out for everybody. One guy that didn't work out for, though, I see sitting up there on that outside in P1, that's Austin Call. Definitely wants to get the job done here tonight from Atlanta, and he's just about had the pace to do it. It's been a revolving door of cars up here at the front, though. Caldwell's been through hell and high water trying to get himself worked back up in a position to possibly win it here. And here he's sitting second place. So has to be careful on this restart, though, because we've seen some of the best struggle with wheel spin on that inside line all night. So definitely got to be careful. But the lights out on the iRacing pace cars. We work through 3 and 4 here. Pace car making the steep descent down pit road into the restart zone. And Austin Call, first one to the gas here. Good clean start. No!
Oh!
So was Call.
Wow.
The entire front row. And majority of the field caught up as well, because slower you can go there.
That was instant. That was instant. this time.
Just got to be beyond careful getting to that throttle pedal here. Now, we talked about the track temp being high. These guys are on heat cycle tires as well. You see Caldwell just grabs a little too much there in the transition of the gears. Same thing happens to Call.
And as soon as that hit, as soon as that happened, Austin Call was on the radio saying, hey, I was barely on the throttle. I barely touched it. And we're seeing that trend is now a trend. Guys who are, probably hitting the throttle no harder or maybe even a little less than they normally would. And their car is still flying. It's flying out from under them.
Great night that Casper put together as well. And that 73 machine all erased right there. Heavy damage to the nose of that Pepsi Ford Mustang.
Oof, oof, oof. Get another caution here. Let's watch this replay. Right across the nose there. This is Casabear.
Great job by Casabear to keep it locked up there, though, at least. And understood the assignment once he got hooked around there.
Yes, sir. It's a good way to put it. As we are back live now and the flashing lights are on, we've got Logan Wilson out in front with Trevor Dalton and Michael Matta for your 1, 2, 3 right now. Cale Peterson is also up there, trading places with Michael Matta, it looks like.
There's not a driver in this field right now that isn't absolutely frustrated, too. There's not really much that can be done at this point either, though. I mean, as hot as this track is, and, I say it all the time, this next-gen car will not tolerate any miscue whatsoever. And it's at the point now where the track is so slicked up that you can't even get through the restart zone.
Nah. This is a gauntlet now, man. This is a straight up gauntlet. This is a different type of challenge now. This track, I don't think I've ever seen a track get this hot and have this much. I've never seen wheel spin of this frequency ever. And I think that this is all these guys are all having to work so hard to figure out how to get around it.
I have, but it's been a while. And it was when the current dynamic track model that we have was active in the service back in the day. It was always at Old Texas, Dover, and here at Atlanta. People would struggle. But with those cars, you had a little more leeway. It feels like this next-gen car, there's just no leeway there. You give it, 1% more throttle than it wants to take, and it's gone.
Just that 1% is all it takes there. The pace car is off now. We're going to see how much percent these guys are going to give this restart. Here we go. The restart flag is green. We got no slippage right now, and we're going to stay green as we go into 1 and 2.
Trevor Dalton didn't get quite the restart he was wanting, but he kept the car pointing in the right direction, trying to hang on to second place. As you see the 20 machine of Cale Pearson sending it 3 wide down the middle. The 33 of Thad Teasley, they're going to come out the victor on that battle as he takes a look to the bottom of Trevor Dalton down into 3 and 4.
Yeah, focusing on all the different battles here. The battle between Thad Teasley, Trevor Dalton, fighting out for second here in a battle for third. A 3-way battle for third is chewing up here as well.
And Teasley going to take over the second spot through 1 and 2. This is the best he's ran all night. Cale Peterson, defensive down the back straightaway, throws a little bit of block on the 9 machine. Now up into 3 and 4. The 9 up to the bumper. Is he able to keep the grip with the air being pulled off the spoiler? Yes, Pearson does. As he launches it off the bottom of the track through 4, going to hang on to the 3rd spot for now as we come across the stripe. 10 laps to go. Sorry, 9 laps to go here from Atlanta. And oh, contact for the lead. The 33 of Teasley up into the door. The 76 of Wilson chases him up the hill.
Ooh.
It bottles up Teasley. He's going to fall back in line here. Wilson going to hold the advantage into 3. Now Teasley up the hill, trying to get the momentum through 3 and 4 as the 76 machine runs to the bottom.
That was close. That was very close. And there's a battle for third going on too right now, right behind these guys. Cale Peterson, Jacob Prince. Peterson on the inside, Air Force car. Oh, Prince into the wall. He slides. Yeah,
Wilson
slides along the wall real bad.
Wilson as well. Heavy contact with the outside wall. Here comes the 33 machine of Thad Teasley. He's going to take over the lead in the 3 and 4. Oh, and Wilson up into the fence again out of turn 4. And here comes Jacob Prince into the picture.
Jacob Prince, the number 9 Napa Auto Parts car.
Prince taking a peek to the bottom. He's going to get it here. Huge head of steam. I don't think the 76 is going to be able to hold him off. Into 3 and 4, though. Wilson going to try and rip that outside line, but here comes Prince. Quicker to the throttle out of turn 4. Jacob Prince taking over the second spot while the 76 Machina Wilson tags the wall again. And here comes Brian Curry, the favorite from the start of the race, back into the podium spot.
All right, quick wall tag there. Jacob Prince is holding on to second place. He's got a little ways away from Thad Teasley, not long at all, 0.3 seconds. He's going to make this up. He's going to make up that distance in this amount of time, and we'll see what he can do within 5 laps.
Teasley right now, 5 laps to go. Didn't talk about him all night aside from a couple tags against the fence. A little bit of chaos and a lot of attrition. And that 33 machine is up here ripping the fence in P1. Just a couple laps short of his first win here in the J&M group.
That's right. Fast laps here at Hotlanta. Fast laps. It's 30 seconds around on your average pace, and it feels like 10. It just goes by so quickly in this case, and we've had it. Amazing. Oh, Jacob Prince! No!
Oh, and Curry gets caught into 2. Heavy damage to the nose of his machine, and Trevor Dalton as well.
That is really unfortunate. Oh!
And they're still wrecking one car upside down, flipping down the front straightaway. The 2 machine of Todd Merkel.
Even with the yellow out, there was a lot of fast driving during that, though, I gotta admit. Let's see what happened here from Jacob Prince's point of view. Big snap, unfortunate. Tag by the 23 of Brian Curry. Spun by the 27 of Trevor Dalton.
I'm noticing a common denominator here, man. It's just caution flag comes out, and it feels like nobody's paying attention to it.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, caution flag comes out, and then we've had about 3 or 4 times where we've seen people just go flying into the back of the cars that have been slowing down or checked up as a result of wrecking or the crash being much more local to them. So let's
see the yellow lights on right there from Todd Merkel coming into the tri-oval.
Yeah.
And just nothing he could have done there. He got a car launched right into the door.
Yeah.
That is a wild ride for Todd. No fault of his own either. Well, for Thad Teasley, it's about to get a... I bet you that heart rate is through the roof right now, because we're going to go into overtime here from Hotlanta.
Why, yes, we are. Green white checkered attempt number 1. At folks. There are 43 of you joining us right now, watching from across the world, across the internet. We really appreciate all you do in support of Grid Vision and supporting the broadcast here. Be sure, if you haven't yet and you're watching, hit that like and subscribe button or smash that bell. Stay in touch with us for what we got going on. We got races on Wednesday night, race on Thursday night, and then starting on Wednesday night with the NIS coverage, we've got some brand new branding, and special guests are going to be joining us. We're going to get Roger Pierce up in the booth, and I have word there might even be a few more people showing up. So we've got a lot of great stuff here from Grid Vision coming up live very, very soon for you folks here. So stay tuned for more of that starting on Wednesday this week, and then for more of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series next Monday.
See in the chat there, somebody was asking Kale or Eric here on this restart, and I gotta say, man, we've got more heat in the tires on this restart than we did on the last two where we had massive wheel spin. I'm willing to place the bet that I don't think it's going to be any one of those three.
All right. We got none of those. We got a call for Dalton.
I don't want to wish ill, but I got a feeling that we might have a restart stack up here with wheel spin. Just because I know how difficult it is going to be for these guys to get power down. I'm not saying anything negative. I know I'd probably spin the tires and wreck in front of the field right now myself. Because there is no grip on this track. We've seen that for the past hour or so now.
No, it's the Ice Capades. Yeah.
Yeah, the Winter Olympics at Atlanta.
Yeah, the Winter Olympics in Atlanta. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Lights out on the iRacing pace car here as it works through 3 and 4 here, but what we all hope will be the final time. Bunch of new faces up at the front of the field here. Cale Peterson working the inside lane with Thad Teasley trying to get career win number 1 here. We'll get a little bit of help from the 8 machine. The green flag is out. We're underway. Cale Pearson struggles a little bit on the bottom line. Big wiggles from Thad Teasley up top, but everybody's going to make it across the stripe. We are back under green. Down to 1 and 2. Thad Teasley with a massive advantage over Cale Peterson. Pearson trying to close the gap, though, and does so ever so slightly. Gets a wiggle, though, in front. And Bout chases the 8 machine up the hill, but here comes Eric Johnson. Haven't talked about him all night.
Eric Johnson moving his way up.
And
oh, no!
Big crash.
Well, green, white, checkered 1 is done. Green, white, checkered 2 coming right up. The number 8, Eric Johnson, made his way into second place, 21 places up from where he started tonight's race.
UW's here, the 4 machine just gets a big wiggle down the back straightaway. Unfortunately, never gathers it back up, hooks the 21 machine right up the hill.
Yeah, hooks him good, tries to.
I feel like if the weather was a little different, you know, I hate to be the guy to Band-Aid a race with, you know, cloud cover to make it more approachable, but I feel like if the track was just a little bit cooler here tonight, we'd seen an entirely different picture. Given that gets rid of the fun that, you know, we're used to with Atlanta. You know, this track's always fun when it's hot and slick, but this next-gen car just does not like this place like that.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not compatible. It's just not. It's not a compatible fit.
Yeah, we had a similar issue too last year with Chicagoland. You know, majority of the season last year was great here, and Chicagoland kind of had the same issue. You know, abrasive track, high wear, high temps, and you know it got very, very difficult. Just bumpy, hot, and slick with this next gen car. It's just a very, very toxic combination.
And very soon.
Yeah, no, good point from our producer here too. We did do this
Oh.
same exact deal with the OB Motors Cup last year, which is a series that we never see cautions in, and they had the same exact problems. The aero snap has been probably issue number one. Then restart zones with heat cycle tires has been the other part of it, and it's a very loose combination here. And you're in those last 5 laps. You can't just sit there and backpedal every corner. You got to charge. You got to try to make it happen. Like, I realistically wouldn't fault anybody in the field tonight because I know how rough this combo is. We did it in open a few weeks ago, and it was a nightmare. And that was with a 30-degree cooler track.
30 degrees cooler. Oh man, I wish I would favor that right now.
The hottest one that I raced a few weeks ago was 110 degrees.
Wow.
Yep. And that was people were dying in that, just getting loose, center corner with somebody on the bumper.
Insane. Just insane.
We definitely need a good patch before the new season starts.
All right, bringing it back around to the front here, folks. We've got 3 laps to go, it says, but that's a green-white checker situation, so we'll see what happens. Right now, out in front is Thad Teasley and Eric Johnson, leading things off with Rylan Long and Cale Peterson right behind. We've seen some exciting restarts. We've seen some long restarts. We've seen some very short restarts. Let's see what happens here with things like wheel spin as potential, self-spinning as potential. Anything could really happen here from Atlanta. So as the pace car goes off, we get ready to go. Let's get ready and see what happens. Green light, green flag.
Oh, Johnson loses it.
And he loses it.
And they're still wrecking the 24 machine hard, head on into the wall, multiple cars around on the front straight. You just cannot launch it from the inside line. I was worried about that. You just cannot get to the gas on that bottom line here. It just snaps around so quick.
Yeah.
Teasley definitely made the right call, choosing the outside lane for these restarts, because we've seen just how treacherous it is. There's a little bit of a bump right there at the start of the restart zone, and once you hit it, it just crosses right around on you.
Man, it was like watching a car possessed just there. Watching the 8 flail around.
Such a rough break for Eric Johnson. Race that looked like it was falling into his lap, so to speak, and now unfortunately falls out of his pocket.
Wow, look at that crash. Oh my goodness, everyone's there. Well, the whole gang.
And I'll tell you what, there's going to be a completely packed, solid post-race review on this one. Glad that I'm not a part of the administration group here. Because they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah.
Just not much you can do. You grab that gas. You got to try to be competitive with that car on your outside. You don't want to check up the field either and, be so slow getting to the throttle that everybody wrecks behind you anyway. So you try to get to the throttle, and, when you do that and the back tires step out from under you, there's nothing you can do to nurse it back. You lift, and the car's still doing whatever it wants.
And here comes the final attempt here, right?
Yeah, this will be the last attempt at a green-white checkered here. Only 3 for this race is just considered finished. All Thad Teasley has to do is get a good, clean restart here. Let whatever happens behind him happen. And I honestly think as long as he doesn't spin the tires on this restart, it's Thad Teasley's race. Because that bottom line, they ain't going to be able to make anything happen here in this restart zone.
Could be Thad Teasley's race, he says. Now, we've seen crazy things happen. We've seen a lot of spins from these high up in the positions. So anything could still happen here.
When we saw Maxwell Caldwell and Justin Lewis have that incident here tonight, and those are, 2 guys that are locked in nonstop. You don't see mistakes out of them. Then you know it's more than just, you know, drivers driving over their head.
Mm-hmm.
We are witnessing firsthand why they did repave this place for bringing the next gen cars to it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are getting front row seats to that. I would repave it too after this. If the plan was to race this car here, I just wouldn't do it. That would be my solution to the plan. Just don't race here. But with this car and this track, it really is a fitting challenge for some of the best leagues we've got on the service.
You know, the tracks that had heavy bumps, NASCAR has, you know, mowed over the spots that have the bumps. You know, Iowa, Darlington, you know, they flattened it all out, repaved it in that area where the majority of the bumps were to kind of make it more serviceable for the next gen car. But we see the iRacing pace car cut down pit road here for the last time officially. Field in the hands of Thad Teasley as he grabs the gas, and looks like a clean start for the field, and we are back on the racing. 2 laps to go from Atlanta.
Zoom, back out at front. Thad Teasley and Cale Peterson. Somewhat side by side here.
Pearson peeking down to the bottom here, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4, though. Thad Teasley up the hill, carrying the momentum, trying to steal the deal from Atlanta. They're 3 and 4 here for the penultimate time. Thad Teasley going to have his hands full here, though, because here comes Pearson. A great run out of turn 4. They're going to be side by side into 1 and 2. Teasley working the outside line, struggling almost into the fence. Pearson tries to send it in deep, but Teasley with the momentum going to charge down the back straightaway for the final time, and Teasley has the advantage into 3. Pearson ducking back up into the line through 3 and 4, trying to make another charge to the bottom. Going to be side by side here through 3 and 4. Bit of a wiggle up at the top for Teasley, but he hangs on to it down through the front straightaway. Teasley going to edge by and across the stripe. Win number 1 for Thad Teasley for the J&M Group in Atlanta.
What a win, too, after a hard-fought battle, staying ahead of the pack and just trying to avoid getting involved in too much trouble there. Thad Teasley has won it all here in Atlanta. Cale Peterson and Logan Wilson to round out your 1, 2, 3. Wow. Not some of the names we started with, and all near the top of this list. Teasley up 14 places, Peterson up 16 places, and even third place is Logan Wilson up 7.
What a great drive there for Thad Teasley in the end. Race just worked itself into his favor. You know, that's why you race the track, not the race, and it worked out tonight for that DuPont Chevrolet. You see him burn it down here on the front straightaway. A well-deserved win from Atlanta. And also, I got to give a tip of the cap to Peterson. You know, I mentioned earlier this has not been the start to the season that he was looking for. Well, he proved me wrong, getting himself second place here tonight at Atlanta, and it was hard fought for that 20 machine because it was an up and down night to say the least.
An up and down night for so many drivers here. We had a lot of self spins, we had crashing, we had hot tires, we had dirty air, we had a little bit of everything, but what we also had was a good time. So let's break down that full list of drivers and see how many of them went around. First place, Thad Teasley. Second place, Cale Pearson. Third, Logan Wilson. Fourth, Austin Call. Fifth, Matt Davies. Sixth, Maxwell Caldwell. Seventh, Brad Wilson. Eighth, Jonathan Castlebear. Ninth, Charles Wilson. And 10th, Trevor Dalton.
11th place with the recovery of the 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst with Jacob Ainsworth in 12th. 13th going to Ryan White with Ryland Long in 14th. 15th place, Eric Johnson with Joshua Yarborough in 16th. Coming home 17th is going to be Andrew Gladfelter with Bill Hagan, Jacob Prince. And rounding out the top 20 is going to be the machine of John Bradford.
All right. Very good. Moving right along. Michael Matta in 21st. 22nd. 23rd is going to be Drew Kuhn. 26th is Caleb Ellsworth. 25th is Scott Ford. 24th is John Kelly. 28th is Brian Curry. 30th is Terry Litweiler. And I'll just do 27th, Landon Kano, and 29th, Todd Merkel. Take it away with 31st.
And coming home in 31st position here tonight. It's going to be the machine of David Vodicka with Justin Lewis, a heartbreaking early exit in the 7 machine in 32nd. 33rd, same story as Lewis. It's going to be Andrew Paleski with Charles Whitehead, Corella Steele, Brandon Brock, Ryan Fouche, Peyton Holland, Jacob Zala, and Jordan Massey running at the 40-car field here.
All right. That is all 40 cars. That's up and down the whole race here from Atlanta. And now, if we get a second, we're going to go ahead and chat with a few of the race drivers who went around today. Let's see if we can get our hands on Logan Wilson first. And we will chat with Logan and see how things went. Hey, Logan, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Hey, excellent. Congratulations on that 3rd place finish there at Atlanta. You had quite the race, my friend. You managed to, you and the IT and out guys all managed to be all over the race today. You even led 5 laps. You were quite the opportunist. You were able to make some incredible places up from where you started, and you're up 7 places from where you started. Tell us a little bit about the race from your perspective. How are you feeling at the end of this race?
I'm glad I was not collected in any of those restart spins. As soon as it came to cautions, I think at least 30 laps into that last run, I was out of tires, so I have not pitted since lap 85-ish. So these tires have gone quite a long way to get to the finish without being destroyed. At the end there, they were actually feeling pretty nice, and I could have had something had the 20 and 33 got rough each other up. I was sitting there in the spot to pounce on a possible win, but the 33, 20, they had fresh tires and managed to keep it a clean finish.
Yes, they did, and you gave chase all the way, my friend. But yeah, unfortunately, came back to about 3rd place. Are you used to these hot conditions here at Atlanta? It sounds like you went through all your tires.
So, pit stop wise, we only got 2 sets, and we can only go about 40-ish laps on the tank if we actually manage to go green. At the end there of when I decided to put on tires, it was a bit of a 50-50. Do I put tires on? Do I not? Because if it went green to the end, I could pit now and make it on fuel. But other people decided to either pit, get fuel, just top it off, lay back, or stay out and not put tires on. And it was a difference of about like 20 laps. And in these hot conditions, 20 laps of tire really make a difference.
Yeah, no kidding. Absolutely. 20 laps of tire is a make it or break it amount there. And if you can manage to save that much, when you only had 2 sets of tires for this 135 lap race, that's a lot of saving that you got to do. So congratulations again, considering the situation that you were in. That looks really, really difficult. Is there anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance here tonight, man?
Just team of IT and out. We put in a bit extra practice just to be ready for these really hot, slick conditions. Quite an entertaining car to drive around such slick conditions. It's racing both such a hot track, making sure the tires stay on it, but you had to race any sort of dirty air to being mired back in traffic. You have to watch out for other people having their own slip-ups on these slick conditions.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's going to be it for 3rd place, Logan Wilson. Logan, thank you for your time here up in the booth. We appreciated having you, and we'll hopefully see you up here in Victory Lane again real soon.
Hopefully.
All right, take care. That was Logan Wilson, everybody. I'm going to pass it over to Sheldon Atkins, and we're going to talk to 2nd place.
I'm sitting here with a 2nd place finisher here tonight, Cale Peterson. And, right when I mentioned that it had been a rough start to the season for you earlier, because you're getting tangled up in a little bit of a mess earlier in the night, you go and completely rewrite the script and bring the car home in the podium. A little bit of a wrinkle on the nose, but just tell me, man. Tell me about the up and down nature of tonight's race.
Oh, yeah. I think I spun it out in the grass 3 times before I was able to get up to the front. And I think that just came from not getting enough practice and finding the limit of these things. Obviously, the old Atlanta just being a slicker track and eating up tires, finding the limit is not an easy thing to do without crashing.
So track temp peaked at around 140 degrees here tonight. How treacherous was it behind the wheel? Or would you say that people were just getting too aggressive? Because I feel like it was just the nature of the track.
Yeah, no, I don't think people were being too aggressive. I think, honestly, just a slight mishap in your steering and the recovery is so difficult that, I mean, that's what you get. You get a caution-filled race. It's a tough thing to do at this track with these cars, especially.
Another question I got for you: what was the craziest tire wear percentage you saw on pit road tonight? Because I'm sure it was up there, right?
Yeah, I was leaning on my right rear a little too much, so I had a 60% right rear with about, I think, 60 to 65 laps on it.
Yeah, that sounds like Atlanta.
Yeah.
So with the good finish here tonight, though, what seems like a much needed shot in the arm for your championships hopes this season. How you feeling going into next week?
What do we got? Bristol, right?
I gotta take a quick peek. They keep me so busy here during the week. So yep, indeed it is Bristol under the lights.
Yeah. Bristol is just one of those tracks. It's almost become like Daytona in some instances, where you just kind of got to be in the right spot at the right time, depending on how cautions go. But
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you get the job done there last summer?
I think I did, yeah. Yep, and it was, yeah, good memory. Yeah, but it was one of those things where it was, I think, 20 plus cautions, so not a lot of time to show off your speed, or especially your long speed. But yeah, just being still in the field come the wind down and not getting into a bunch of incidents. It's kind of the key of the game there.
Just wrap the bottom. You got her.
Yep.
But to wrap things up here tonight with the strong podium finish here, who do you want to think and shout out for the P2 performance this evening from Atlanta?
Absolutely. Let me apologize. All right, yeah. Especially J&M Group for putting up the league. Thank you guys doing all of that. And then I just want to shout out Outcast Motorsports, the team, and the league. Good stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for putting this up. It's awesome.
Congratulations on the strong finish. Thanks for giving us a moment of your time, and have a great night, Kale. I'm going to hand it back on over to Joe LaCastro with our race winner from Atlanta, Thad Teasley.
You got it, my friend. And in just a few moments here, we'll talk to Thad Teasley. Thad, can you hear us up here? Hello, Thad Teasley, can you hear us up here in the booth?
We need the Jeopardy theme song for moments like this.
Yeah. I think we might have a technical difficulty, unfortunately, trying to reach the race leader here, Thad Teasley. Sounds like we might have to circle back, maybe, if we can get him for the end of the broadcast.
No, we'll get him for the end of the broadcast.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about what you thought of the race here, Sheldon. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's your takeaway on it?
Hot Atlanta definitely earned the name here tonight. Track temps being well up into the 140-degree range, as I mentioned multiple times here, and it provided a lot of chaos, a lot of crazy moments, but these guys reined it in well enough to at least get us a great finish. That Teasley definitely put together a great run, surviving all the chaos here tonight to get the job done. And tell you what, I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time for Bristol next week. But as far as how it worked out here this evening, I can't say that I am too shocked because I just know the nature of the car, the track, combo, and the temperatures.
Oh, my man. You called it. You were spot on with exactly how things went and how we thought they were going to go here at Hot Atlanta. It was a hot night. It was a hot one in the old town tonight. It was, even though it was the middle of the day in the sim. And I got to say, it was an entertaining one if you like Rex. If you liked Rex, this was the race for you, folks. Now, once again, thank you, folks, for watching there. And I think that we are going to, we're going to just say one more congratulations quickly out there to Thad Teasley. Looks like we lost him here, unfortunately, but we'll try to get him around here sometime soon. Hopefully he'll be on Victory Lane again next time, or very, very soon, maybe even coming up here at Bristol, our next race. So from the entire Grid Vision team, though, we want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat, folks. For more information on getting your league broadcasts or supported by gridvision.live, hit us up on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live. And big thank you goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams, who provides the beautiful cameras that we use on all of our broadcasts. And congratulations again to Thad Teasley on winning it all from Atlanta. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on The Grid.